Now we spent a lot of time so far talking about preparation because it truly does make a big difference in the quality of a paint job. But eventually you have to get around to put some paint on the walls, right? So where do you start? The walls or the trim?
I love to do my own painting because not only is it cost effective, it's just fun to see the success, the things that you do.
We just are color people, and some people, I guess, prefer white walls. We are definitely not that family.
Usually when I start to paint, I usually cut in around the top, next to the ceiling, around any doors or windows. After that, after everything is cut in, I go back with the roller.
When we paint, if we do have to paint the trim or the baseboards, we do that second. So we get all the wall color on and then go back and clean up any little drips or messes and then tape off and paint our trim and our baseboard.
Just to see the walls be all clean and brightly finished. Just gives you a feeling that you can do it yourself.
Well, there are probably as many ways to approach this as there are people who own paintbrushes, so there's no real definite answer for every situation, but here are a few things to think about. Most painters do paint the walls first, then they'll tackle the trim. Now, there's plenty of reasons for this, but some of them revolve around the fact that they are pros. For example, most pros don't depend on any type of painter's tape to mask the line between the trim and the walls because they have the skill to quickly cut a clean line with a paintbrush free-handed. On the other hand, many do-it-yourselfers don't have that skill, so taping makes a lot of sense. If you fall into that category, the question you have to ask yourself is whether you want to put tape on a recently painted wall or recently painted trim. Now, even if you don't use tape, you might want to cover the trim first, and here's the reason. Most trim paint is gloss or semi-gloss, while walls are somewhere between flat and eggshell. If you make a mistake, and you probably will, those random drops of paint will wipe right off of a gloss or semi-gloss surface much easier than they will from a flat one. In new home construction or major renovations, the pros sometimes reverse the order because they use sprayers to cover the trim first without masking it. Then they can cut the wall paint in around it.